Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Pisces for the month of August. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you for this brand new month of August 2025. As always, do hope you had an amazing July, and I hope that August was, or is, going to be even better for you. We'll go ahead and get all of the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. Okay. All right. Cool. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. All right, energy on the bottom. You have the Eight of Wands, nice. So the Eight of Wands, to me, would suggest that at some point here in this month of July, couple things could happen. One, you could just feel like you have a breakthrough moment, okay? The Eight of Wands is like accelerated motion. It's something pushing ahead, right? Effortlessly, too. Something effortlessly pushing ahead. It's like a classic breakthrough moment in the tarot. It may also suggest that some of you are going to be receiving some important communication. This would not be face-to-face, okay? This would be through email, phone call, text, message, letter, this sort of thing might be coming forward for you here. Okay, when you get the Eight of Wands. Okay, this is a true breakthrough energy when you get this card. It's a very solid card, and this may also indicate some type of maybe travel that's going on here. You do have two, let's see here, yeah, at least two travel cards. So that might be a timeline for some people. I've been noticing that's coming in this month of August. Good travel season for many people in the world. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's see what we have going on for you here, Pisces. So definitely like what I see here for sure. There seems to be, first and foremost, I'm really being drawn to the two Wands cards here. Okay, there's actually quite a bit of fire energy on the board here. You've got the Knight of Wands, King of Wands, Eight of Wands, and then the Temperance card is actually Sagittarius. Oh, and the Nine of Wands, right? So the Temperance card is also Sagittarius. But yeah, so there's definitely a something about the fire energy here, which, you know, fire in the tarot or wands in the tarot really can connect to inspirations, passions, work, career, business, ideas. So these sorts of things might be in the forefront for you. You may also be literally dealing with a fire sign in this month as well. But let's dive in. In the middle, you do have the Knight of Wands. Yes, this can signify some sort of like foreign travel for sure in the tarot, along with the Eight of Wands indicating travel by air. If we get the World card in the clarifications, that would be a big indicator of like going to a new country, right? Doing some like foreign travel in some respects. Now, on a different level, this may also indicate moving, okay? Going great distances, really, when you find the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands. It's this idea of like going great distances, maybe even doing something a little bit adventurous as well with these cards. But this is a big indicator, more so than travel, that some of you may be quite literally moving your residence, okay, as well, like selling your house or moving your house to a new location, your location, moving into a new house or whatever. For the business owners, for the career people here, if you're not a business owner, if you're just a career person, and you come to my readings for career stuff, you have a nice combination here with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. Knight of Wands is the Jack of all trades in the tarot. So for that reason, it is definitely one of my skill cards. So you may possess like a lot of knowledge in a lot of different areas here. So I like to see this for you. Why don't we move forward here? In the first column, you have the Queen of Swords, the Temperance card, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so with the Queen of Swords, it indicates, the Queen of Swords may suggest that some of you are, first and foremost, you want to kind of like, I'm going to use the word ruthlessly go after something. Okay, in other words, what I mean by this is no holds bar, full stop, 100% in, go for something. Okay, that is what the Queen of Swords would do, especially when you have the energy of the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. Some of you here may want to really like go for something. And I don't mean like ruthlessly go after someone, just to be clear. I mean go like ruthlessly go in the direction of your goals, okay, in your goals and dreams. And especially as you have this like really positive momentum here, this positive movement forward here with the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands. This seems like it could be pretty good for you. Now, you then here have the Temperance card, which the Temperance card is kind of opposite of what I just said, which the Temperance card may indicate balance and patience, moderation, these sorts of things, but it can also indicate alchemy. And I think that this is more about like the alchemy portion of the Temperance card. You can see that the angel on the Temperance card is actually performing alchemy. They're kind of like mixing and combining elements to create something or make something here for themselves in this for themselves. And so I have a sense that there is sort of like a clear skies ahead for you. And I feel like if there's some sort of like alchemy that you want to create in your life, that this is available. This is available in this month of August. And you may even want to just sort of like try to approach the month in that way and maybe ask yourself, okay, what do I want to create? What do I want to make out of this month ahead? What do I want this month to look like? You can kind of try to perform alchemy throughout this month in however like way that looks like for you, right? Finally here, you have the Nine of Wands. If you have a vision or goal or dream to sort of move on something here with the Knight of Wands, go after something here with the Queen of Swords, go somewhere, the Nine of Wands is asking you to go for that, okay? To absolutely not back down from that. The Nine of Wands, when you get this card, most importantly, it suggests that you do not want to give up, okay? It's not a time to throw in the towel when you have the Nine of Wands. And I should also suggest that the nines typically in the tarot I have found connect to you, right? Nines are about you. Nines are not about other people, which might be the threes in the tarot, which you do have the Three of Pentacles here. But when you get a nine, it's usually about what are you doing for you, or what have you done for yourself, right? And so if some of you have sort of like made a commitment to something, or if some of you have sort of like, you've made a commitment to yourself, there's something here that you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you see that through, right? In the middle column, you have the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. All right, so while the Knight of Wands is the jack of all trades, the King of Wands is the entrepreneur in the tarot. I like this for those of you who want to start a business. I don't know if you're like starting completely fresh because I don't see any aces. We'll see what comes in the clarifications. So I don't know if you're starting completely fresh on a business, but I think that if you're an entrepreneur or you're like a business owner in whatever capacity you're self-employed, I think that you could make some like major strides in this month, especially if you've been diligently working towards something. Yeah, I definitely think you could make some like major strides here in this month. I also think for the career people, like let's say you have like a 9 to 5, your career is not self-employment, but it's a different, more traditional type of career. It seems like maybe with this Queen of Swords, there is some conversation that you are wanting to have. Okay, there's some conversation that you're wanting to have with maybe a authority figure or maybe somebody in the workplace. I'll get into that more as we get into the final column here. Finally, with the Five of Pentacles, it's really tough to manifest from a place of scarcity, okay? Five of Pentacles can indicate like having a scarcity mindset or a poverty mindset towards something, okay? And in this month ahead, there's like so much motion for Pisces people based on this reading. There's a real ability to create something here with the Temperance card. The worst thing I feel like that you could do is to try to alchemize or manifest from a place of scarcity. Or even the worst thing that you could, like, that is maybe a big challenge for you in this month, but also the other thing that I would suggest is like giving up on something, right? So the sort of like pieces of advice here are that you have major motion and movement forward in this month. So do not throw in the towel, right? Do not like don't stop doing what you're doing. And then the other piece of advice here is about this idea of manifesting or alchemizing from a place of scarcity, right? It feels like there is abundance here, okay? And maybe it's like, remember, there are many types of abundance, right? There are multiple forms of abundance in life. One of those is financial, but there are also other forms of abundance. Like, for example, you could have an abundance, you could literally just have so much time available, and it's how you use that time, right? But creating time for yourself is a form of abundance, right? Yeah, I think you get the idea of what I'm saying. Also, like good family energy, good relationship energy, your health, all of those sorts of things are also forms of abundance. So when you are alchemizing this month, when you are creating something, when you are manifesting in this month, do it from a place of abundance, okay? Be careful of doing it from a place of scarcity here. In the final column, you have the High Priestess, the Two of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so this diagonal is very interesting. You've got the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles here. So Three of Pentacles, it connects or refers to your colleagues in the tarot usually. It can also talk about progress. You can see progress and skill and being sort of like a builder as well. So you do have two nice skill cards with the Knight of Wands and the Three of Pentacles here, but you see the mallet here. This is a builder. It's the idea of like making something. Again, alchemy here is showing up, being able to create something. These are all very good, but this can also be about your colleagues, the people you work with. And in this diagonal here with the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles, there may be some shifts, changes. There may be some heat as well in that area. Okay, I'm talking about heat. Like we've got these Wands cards. Okay, so if there's some like conversation you need to have, do it in like an authentic way, I would say, with this Queen of Swords. This person's not afraid to, again, really go after something, but also say what they need to say, right? Especially as you have the Two of Swords there as well, which sometimes the Two of Swords comes forward when you feel like there's something that you have to say to somebody, but you're not sure how to say it, or you don't want to say it, or whatever the case may be. It can represent restrictions of speech when you get the Two of Swords, okay? So this is something that you may also want to take a look at here with this energy of this Two of Swords. It may also indicate that you have some sort of difficult decision to make, okay? So the decision for you may be around moving with this Knight of Wands. It may also be this difficult decision may come in after you get some communication or some word from somebody here with this Eight of Wands. You then have the High Priestess, which, you know, the High Priestess is a card of desirability. It's also a card that may indicate intuition or something that's hidden. Why don't we go ahead and let's move into the clarifications portion of this reading so I can get some more details on that High Priestess as well as some of the other cards. And what we're going to do here is we're going to start off by pulling some oracle messages for you Pisces. So let me go ahead and do that now. Okay. All right, energy on the bottom, you do have Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. All right, Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. Interesting. There does, okay, this is interesting. So there does feel like there is some sort of like critical point in communication this month with this Peacekeeper card. And then I was talking about the Queen of Swords. Maybe some of you are always like constantly trying to keep the peace. In other words, walking on eggshells, right? Have you ever heard, you've probably heard that phrase, right? Everybody's heard that phrase. Walking on eggshells around others. Okay, there may be someone that, like, some of you may be afraid of like, some of you may always be afraid of like disturbing the peace. And, you know, it's interesting. I think with that card coming in, it's a confirmation on this Queen of Swords, which is around saying what you need to say. Let's see what else we have. You have Sage, be devoted and committed. You have Protection Guardian, drop your shields, as well as Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Be devoted and committed. I definitely like that for you. With the Protection Guardian, drop your shields, it does feel like maybe some of you are in like a defensive position here in some way. Yeah, some of you may be in a defensive position here, and we'll try to get some more details on that. Okay, with this let go of the need to be right, drop your shields. But being devoted and committed, I think, is really kind of more in alignment with this reading, in that there's a real opportunity here with this Knight of Wands, King of Wands, Eight of Wands for you in career. And yeah, this month you could be analyzing your dedication. You have the Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul, as well as Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. You may have a pattern from childhood that is connecting into this tendency to walk on eggshells around others, okay? Some of you may have had an early experience, and now later in life you are always walking on eggshells around others, okay? You then here have the Sun, enjoy success and happiness, as well as great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and expand on this even more here. We'll go ahead and start to get into the tarot clarifications. Now, Pisces, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And as always, I do hope things are going well for you. All right. All right, let's see here. All right, so you have Judgment, Nine of Cups, and you have the Two of Cups. All right, so Judgment, Judgment represents maybe some sort of like critical realization in life. Judgment's a strong card. It's the second to last card in the major arcana. And, it is a card of karma in that, in addition to that, right? And the idea of the Judgment card is it's sort of like the final boss, okay? It's the idea that some of you are maybe seeing the result of a decision that you've made. Okay, it can also be this idea of like, maybe you have one significant hurdle to climb over, is sometimes the way that I look at it, okay, personally. But with this Judgment card and the Queen of Swords, it does to me feel like there's just you're at like a critical juncture with someone, okay? Because sometimes I look at the Judgment card as like being at a critical point or a critical juncture with someone, okay? And I definitely can see that for you here with the Queen of Swords. And I've been speaking about that card here in this reading basically the entire time. And I think that this is likely to be some type of colleague situation, okay? That would not be surprising to me. You then have the Nine of Cups with the Temperance card. Nine of Cups is fulfillment of wish as well. So this is a wish come true card. There are a couple of them in the tarot, but the big ones are the Nine of Cups and the Star, and you have one of them here. And it's connected to this idea of alchemy with the Temperance card. Okay, so remember, this is a very positive sign for you to get the Nine of Cups with the Temperance card. You really have an opportunity to create some sort of wish that you've had, okay, in this month. But again, it's going to be very important that you do not create that from a place of scarcity. Finally here, you do have the Two of Cups. Let's see if there's any other messages around the love situation. Well, we do have the Lovers here. We do have the Four of Cups, and we also have the Six of Wands. Okay, so the Two of Cups here is with the Nine of Wands. And we now have the Lovers with the Five of Pentacles. Combine all of that with the, combine all of that here with the Two of Swords. And now you have the Four of Cups here as well. Oh, some of you just, you want adventure, okay? What you really want, you want something new. You want adventure. You want passion. You want inspiration, okay? There's something that you crave that you currently don't have, okay? The Four of Cups person is representing boredom. And also there are a couple other things as well, avoidance. Okay, boredom and avoidance as well. They're avoiding an opportunity that's in front of them. So in one respect, the Four of Cups could indicate avoidance, but also boredom. And as I look at this relationship message here, which is now showing up with the Lovers and the Two of Cups, you have an important choice to make in this area. Are you going to continue in the relationship that you're in? Is it really fulfilling you? Is it not? Is there some sort of other, has the spark died? And if so, are you able to relight the spark? So I think these are some of the questions that some of you are asking, Pisces. in this month as it relates to relationships, if you're here for relationships. Now, if your relationship's going well, then that's just not the message for you, okay? Or, yeah, that's just not the message for you. Now, in another area here, you do have an important choice to make in business here, and I think it's probably because you're at this critical point with someone, okay? Maybe it's your employer, maybe it's somebody that you are working with, but in general, you're at a critical point here and you have some decisions to make, with the Lovers and with the Two of Swords both indicating important choices and decisions, okay? And I think that you can have some success here. In fact, what I would even say to you, Pisces, what I would suggest is that you have the upper hand here with the Six of Wands and the King of Wands. Six of Wands is victory, it's success. And the King of Wands is somebody who's very, very good at their job. In fact, they're so good that everybody wants to work with them. They're very skilled. They're very talented. They show up to work with, a lot of passion for what they do. And I would say that you're in a pretty strong position here. So if you're concerned about what's going on here with this colleague or this employer or whatever, it feels like you're in a strong spot. Here it is again. You have the Eight of Wands, you have the Six of Cups, and you have the Hermit. Okay. Yeah, there's a past pattern here that's showing up. I'm personally like a big fan of therapy. Okay. I cannot diagnose, I cannot prescribe. So just remember, I'm just a guy on YouTube reading tarot cards, so I can't tell you what to do. But it seems like there is some pattern here from your past. The Six of Cups can represent past patterns, and now we have this Elder card. There is some pattern from your past that is creating disharmony, okay, is what the cards are saying. There's some pattern from your past that's creating disharmony, okay, and it's probably connected to like walking on eggshells, like this idea of like kind of being on your toes all the time. And so you may want to talk with somebody you may find help in talking to someone about this, okay, is what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to suggest, okay? You then here have, and you shouldn't be ashamed or afraid to, maybe even seek out therapy. I know I've personally done therapy for many years. Very, very beneficial experience for me personally. And anyway, you have the Hermit here as well. The Hermit with the Three of Pentacles. Some of you are taking time to contemplate like what's going on here in this work scenario, but I really think you have the upper hand. And yeah, I would expect some communication here with that High Priestess. Sometimes I connect High Priestess to Pisces. This is something important to you. You then here have the Queen of Cups. This could be your energy showing up again. High Priestess and Queen of Cups. Trust your intuition. Okay, really, really, really trust your intuition. Let's see here. And let's go ahead and let's take a look at the Kipper cards. And let's see what is in the Kipper energies for you. Okay. You have Message, Despair, Main Female, Change, Expectation, and Marriage. Some long-term relationship situation here with this marriage card and the other cards that I'm picking up on is at a critical point, okay? And there's some sort of expectation that that other person is placing on you or you are placing on them, or some expectation that you have that is coming up for review, okay? And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but something like that is showing up here, okay? And this is like a main person in your life or in your situation. Do not manifest from this card. This Despair card. Do not manifest from this, okay? Do not manifest from the Five of Pentacles. Do not manifest from the Despair card. Do not create from that type of energy, okay? Get yourself in a positive space and then create and alchemize and manifest from there, because it seems like there is some good change coming in. You're definitely getting big communication here. Double Eight of Wands and the Message card. Pisces, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.